November the 4th is the election day in Simpson County for several positions, one being the circuit clerk. Now, many of you know that we have a bunch of people that have qualified, as many as 8 at this time who have qualified. With me today is Allison Winstead. And I told Allison I just wanted to ask her some questions. I think many of you know her. She's got roots here in Simpson County. She's worked here for a long time. Her family's from the Martinville area. She lives in Mendenhall. So there's no doubt that she has Simpson County's interest at heart and wants to see the best for it. But one thing that's kind of been interesting to me, this is a personal thing, why do you think so many people are running for this position?
Well, Ms. Sue, I really can't presume to know why so many people have decided to run, their personal motivations. But I will say that this is the first time in decades that this position has been open. Mr. Wiley McGee served as circuit clerk for years and years. And our former clerk, Miss Cindy Jensen, worked for him right out of high school. So she had already been there for over 10 years when she decided to run after he retired. So this is the first time in many, many years that we have not had an incumbent candidate on the ballot. And
or really anybody out of that office.
Right, because there are no circuit clerks, or excuse me, no deputy clerks in that office right now that have decided to run. So it's a wide open race, and that's kind of unusual. Usually when we get an elected official, if we like them, we keep them.
That's right. That's right. That's very true. That's why I was surprised when we always have had like almost an obvious candidate, someone that's coming out of that office to run, and when there was not anyone, and I saw all of these people step out for it, I thought, why? What is their motivation behind it, just like you said? But also, do you actually know what the circuit clerk does? I've been studying it, and I'm going to see if you do. What are some of the jobs?
Well, there's a wide array of responsibilities for the circuit clerk. Of course, they are the clerk for the circuit court, so they are responsible for record keeping. It's a big part of their job, is keeping records of the circuit court, minutes of the court. They are responsible for being the custodians of evidence that are used in trials.
I didn't realize that.
Right, it's locked up in the clerk's office, the evidence that's used. Of course, everybody knows they're responsible for sending out those pesky jury summonses. But they're also responsible for helping impanel the jurors and making sure the jurors get paid and make sure they're taken care of while they're serving their jury duty, make sure they get fed and all that good stuff. They issue marriage licenses, of course. They file professional licenses for people who practice professionally within the county. There's just a lot of responsibility. It's not just court, and it's not just voter registration is another one, but it's not just that. They have to work, be able to work with all kinds of people and people in all different kinds of positions. So it's an important position. It appealed to me because it's not a policy-making position. You are bound by the Constitution, and you have to follow the letter of the law. So making sure you stay up to date on changing laws and changing statutes is very important as well. So you need to be able to stay on top of your game.
Okay, presently, are our records kept strictly by hand, so to speak?
Yes.
What is your feeling and projection on the movement of technology into the office?
Well, I really feel like technology is going to move into county government quickly. It's something that is fastly becoming more efficient for offices to go to electronic filing systems. That's something that I have experience with in my office. A few years ago, we implemented electronic filing at the Development Foundation. It's made my job much easier and made our office much more efficient. And I definitely believe that that is going to be the wave of the future for the Simpson County government offices. I also know that the County Board of Supervisors is currently working on a website for the county government offices. The circuit clerk's office will be included as far as explaining what the duties of that office are. And if elected, I would hope to utilize that website to its fullest extent to make information more readily available to the citizens of the county.
Do you consider yourself tech savvy?
Yes.
Because you've had training and...
yes, and most of it's self-taught.
Sometimes I think that's better, but because when I've had to do it, and I've had to practice, do it over and over and over, I learn it. I tend to learn it better. So I think you're right. I think, you know, it's like a lot of things. We sometimes don't like changes, and we want things to stay as they are, but we all know that doesn't happen. And from what I can tell, there will be a huge cost saving factor moving into technology.
Absolutely.
It's scary sometimes, though.
It is.
It's so Big Brother. But I don't think it matters whether we think that way or not. It is, isn't. Again, the election for circuit clerk is for November the 4th. That's on a Tuesday. I hope that you will vote. I hope you will have your neighbor vote. And we will take seriously the God-given right that our country, it's not just God-given, it comes from all the way through, all the way down. The privilege to vote. What a wonderful privilege. I'm always amazed at how few people vote in every election. In every election. I do think we'll have more in this one, and I hope it will be you. I hope you will consider Allison as you will look at all the other candidates and make your choice and voice your opinion. And I hope you have a great day.